Closets are supposed to be safe, aren't they? Just wooden doors and shelves, a place to tuck away the things we don't want to see. Coats, shoes, boxes of old photographs. But in my case, the closet was never empty. My name is Helena. I was raised in the south of France, in a village overshadowed by ruined castles and folklore that clung to the stones like moss. My parents inherited an old house, timber-framed, centuries old, creaking with history, the kind of house where the nights feel heavier than the days. The first winter I spent in my bedroom was the last time I ever slept peacefully, because that was when I realized something lived in my closet. Clock ticks louder, a faint creak of wood from inside a closet. At first, it was subtle, the sound of fabric shifting when no one had touched the clothes, a faint thump, as though something had fallen inside. I would open the closet door, slowly, nervously. The hinges groaned like they hadn't moved in centuries. But inside, nothing. Just the same coats, the same pair of worn boots, the faint scent of lavender from sachets my mother hung to keep away moths. Still, I could swear I heard breathing, shallow, careful, timed between my own, so I almost missed it. Once, I left the door ajar at night, thinking it would comfort me, that I could see inside and prove to myself there was nothing. But when I awoke, the door was closed, tight, latched from the inside, soft thud, whispering, almost inaudible.
Helena.
My name. I froze under the blankets, my skin prickling as if ice water had run down my spine. I told myself it was a dream, a trick of the wind. But the closet was waiting. Over the weeks it grew bolder, shadows that didn't belong, stretching across the floor when the candlelight burned low, scratches on the inside of the door like nails dragged across wood. One night, I dared to press my ear against the door, and what I heard, I will never forget. Not one voice, many, whispering in a language I did not recognize. Old, broken French, perhaps older still. Words that seemed to curdle the air itself. A chorus, rising and falling like the tide, and in the middle, laughter. High, cruel, childlike laughter. The next morning I found handprints inside. Small ones, too small to belong to me or anyone I knew. Pressed deep into the wood, as though scorched there. My grandmother, upon seeing them, went pale as parchment. She muttered a name I had only heard once before in our folklore. Les revenants de la mort, the closet revenants, spirits of the restless, cursed to live where darkness is folded and kept. Distant church bells toll. Whispering grows louder, overlapping. Every night after that I felt it. The weight of eyes watching from behind the door. The cold that seeped into the room even when the fire burned strong. The feeling that if I dared to open it now, it wouldn't just be shadows waiting. It happened on a night when the wind shook the shutters and rain hammered the tiles. I tried to sleep, but the whispers were louder now, clearer. And then, the door began to open on its own. I sat up in bed, heart pounding, unable to scream, unable to move. The door swung wide, slow, deliberate. The darkness inside was not the darkness of an empty closet. It was thicker. It writhed. From it a hand emerged, pale, thin, with fingers too long, too many joints. Then another, and then faces. Faces pressed together, layered upon one another, all whispering, all mouthing my name. Their eyes were hollow sockets, but their mouths smiled too wide. They crawled out, not one but many, pulling themselves into my room, dragging the shadows with them. The smell. Damp soil and rot like graves newly opened. I screamed then, I think. Or maybe I only dreamed I did. Because what I remember most is the sound. The sound of them climbing onto my bed, the feel of cold hands brushing my skin, the whispers in my ear, "Stay with us forever." When morning came, the closet door was shut again. My room, empty. No footprints, no handprints, no voices. But I know what I felt, what I saw. I left that house soon after. But sometimes, in the quiet hours before dawn, when the world is still, I hear it again. The creak of the closet door, the breath that is not mine. And I know, whatever lives in my closet has not forgotten me. It never will.